Okay, so I'm thinking about more about the whole vision and everything else. My brain's really been exploding with lessons. And for every successful movement equals an increase of successful or opportunities that normally wouldn't be able to be had. However, most people look at a successful movement as a completed action. That is not how a baby works, as far as, yay, he grabbed the rattle or ball or those kind of things. So when you're looking at a newborn and how if they're working and so forth, a successful movement, and this is where my work works, is based on being able to respond to stimuli with rotation. That's, and the nervous system responds as a successful movement. So if I hear a noise and eventually I can respond again to see maybe where the noise went, that needs rotation. If I don't want to respond to the noise, again, that I go around. Now again, I think a baby is so sensitive to noise that they might actually feel the wave or the intent of the noise, and in a sense it knocks them. Whereas we hear a loud bang and we don't think, we might startle or those kind of things. But the more and more I'm thinking about the space between, so when I'm feeling the heat or the breeze of this, I'm actually getting bombarded with carbon and oxygen and nitrogen and, and soot and plastics and who knows, that my system is being, now again, I just feel a quote breeze, but what is the content of that breeze? So when a baby is moving, let's say you're holding a baby or I touch a baby, you think that they go away, but what they actually do is if I touch a chest, they will touch back. If I touch a finger, they will touch, so this, and then that thrust, that rotation, that's what creates the movement and that automatic countering. So when they're going around, all of that. Now when you're playing vision, again, every stimulate response very quickly turns into a visual response. So yes, if there's a sound, I respond that way. But let's say if I didn't have vision, then these natural occurrences happen. However, I will say this 2 years ago was the first year that our blind school didn't have a blind person in it. We are no longer finding blind children. We are finding multi-sensory issues with include blindness. But you're not getting just a visually impaired child with nothing else wrong with them. It doesn't exist anymore. I've met kids like that. They go off to college. They don't have their vision. It is not whatever is going on, either because of the effects of prematurity where we're blocking the vision, whereas before we didn't, and then the eyes got destroyed in the NICU kind of thing. You are not seeing just a blind person. That being said, again, we're responding, and if I'm only blind, then everything I do has a heightened sense. But what you're talking about, what we're seeing is a neurosystematic failure that's creating the complications in vision, I believe, because the muscle has responded way too early. So again, I go here and here, that thrust creates the counter. I'm not reaching and reaching, right? This is adult, or I should say more mature system. Reach, whereas a baby is, well, and they're doing this and they start doing, it gets faster, but it's all based off of that weight transfer, but with rotation, and that thrust into gravity, into those things start turning. And the vision has to be neutral with all of this. So everything that I just did, even though I'm looking, but as you notice, let's say 2 months old, I might look at the camera, but I'm already off of it. I'm not going at 2 months. Ooh. And then, you know what I mean? I might be looking in this direction, but notice I'm not looking into the camera versus this. So they might be responding to a light source like that, kind of thing, and you might see a more dominant, but they're not, again, it's not vision. And that kind of conversation starts to really increase, but you'll see a big increase by 4 months of age, where they can start interacting and looking at the camera. Again, not to study it, but that cause and effect, that reach. So those are the premise that I was thinking about. I hope that helps. Let me know if I'm not answering all your thoughts. Thanks.